Welcome back to Tuesday Art Tips. I'm Tracy Haines, and today I'm going to demonstrate from start to finish how to frame a pastel painting. I'm going to frame this painting, which was painted on Canson Mi Tientas paper, and because it's paper, I'm going to need a backing board. I'm using acid-free foam core, 1/8 inch, and AR glass, anti-reflective glass, to which I have attached Econospace. I've attached 3 of the 4 sides so I can show you how to do this. Had I painted this on a firm surface like ampersand pastel board, I could skip needing the backing board. So first thing I do is I place the painting on top of the backing board loosely, just like this. Don't need to attach it. And then I've previously cleaned my glass with this ammonia-free glass cleaner. And also, did you know that you can clean glass, regular glass that is, using fine steel wool? I didn't know that, but it's really neat. It gets the glass nice and clean, free of smudges. Okay, so here's my glass. I've previously cut to size the Econospace, which has this really neat little piece of paper that you simply remove to reveal the sticky side. And then I carefully, I'm going to need my glasses. Carefully set this down like this. Oh dear, I didn't quite cut it. Darn it. This never goes smoothly, by the way. I don't find framing particularly easy. Some people do. I don't. Okay, I hope that snapped into place like it should have. So now I want to carefully handle my glass and not get any smudges. So I'm putting on these little white gloves. And now I hold my glass up to the light one more time just to make sure it's completely clean. I don't see any smudges there. Now I'm going to lay this gently over the pastel. Okay. So here's my sandwich. Okay, I've got my backing board, my pastel painting, and my glass with the Econospace. Now the French, I've heard, put the pastels right up against the glass. I've done that too with smaller pieces, but it's controversial because I think in more humid areas, for instance, if moisture gets between the pastel painting and the glass, it can cause some cosmetic issues and probably other issues as well. So I think it's probably better to err on the safe side and just remove the pastel from the glass. Now I'm going to pull my little sandwich out away from the table just a bit and take my frame, my ready-made frame. I want to make sure I have the right side here. Okay. And lay it right down over this. I prefer to do it this way rather than flip the whole piece over and lay the frame down on top, just because I want to minimize the pastel dust that might get onto the glass. Once this is firmly in place, I flip it over gently. See, it all fits nicely. And there is just enough room for me to shoot those little holders into the frame. Sometimes this whole sandwich will come up over the frame itself, in which case you need to use one of these offsets. Don't know if you can see that well. Like that. Or here's another kind of offset you can use. But I find those tedious and unsightly. So if possible, make sure your frame has a deep enough rabbet that the whole sandwich can fit neatly inside. And now here's where we find out if that's going to work. Push hard. Ah, good. I've got enough room. And using my little gun that I showed you last week, it makes it so much easier to get these push pins right into the frame. So much easier than doing it by hand. turn it around here. And again, now I can take a double-sided gun and line the whole frame itself with the double-sided sticky tape and then place paper over the top. It just gives it a nice clean finish. So, whoops. Here's the framed piece. Here's the way it looks in the back. And now, I've previously drilled these holes to minimize the shaking that would happen if I hadn't pre-drilled the holes. And I'm going to go ahead and place actually, I guess, here it is. Well, I can't find my other screw right now, so I'm just going to demonstrate how I put in the tie. It's hard to describe what I'm doing, but hopefully you can see in the video how I've tied this. Nice and taut. Going to do the same thing on the other side, and it's done. So it really is not that difficult. Here's the finished piece, nicely framed, and I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, Tracy Haines at msn.com. Hope this was helpful. Bye-bye.